My name is Abbey. I live in Melbourne, Victoria, and we bought a house almost about 5 years ago. It's a old house, a 1940s house that needs a lot of work. Hence why I did the Undercover Architect course. Definitely during the course has helped accelerate the process and the things that I've learnt along the way. But to begin with, it needed a lot of work. We've changed a lot of things and we're putting a lot of the original features back into the house because it was kind of in the 80s, 90s, someone stripped a lot of the original features out and put pink walls in and concrete cladding on and various things that do not suit the era of the house at all. Well, I fell in love with the house as soon as I saw it. I think I saw the potential. And I just completely fell in love with it. I was very naive going into it, like buying this house that needed a lot of work and being someone that's not in the industry. My husband, if he had his way, I think he would have torn the house down, but I just love keeping the character of old homes. And when we bought the house, I think when everyone saw it, they thought, oh my God, they've lost their minds. But slowly by slowly, you can see it. I feel like we're reinvigorating the house, I guess. But there's been a lot of challenges along the way, and there's still a lot of challenges along the way. I think just the whole process, and I had a big worry about stuffing it up and being someone that doesn't work in the construction industry whatsoever, and also it's a stereotype, but it's very true, being a woman as well, having tradesmen over for various things, just being spoken down to, or if my husband wasn't around, I'd expect to speak to him, and just various things. And I'd always be curious if I got a quote given to me, if it was because I think they can charge me whatever they can charge me. So I think, the real challenges just came from getting the process right, really, and knowing what to ask for and what's reasonable to ask for, I guess, and demanding better and having the confidence to ask for it too, not shying away and kind of apologising for asking questions. Yeah, definitely. I didn't think it would take us 5 years. I thought within a year or two we would have started renovating. I definitely didn't think it would take 5 years, but a term that Amelia uses called planning. I think I've definitely done a lot of that, a lot of, Pinterest, and a lot of like looking at all the interiors, I guess, and just all that fluffy stuff. But yeah, I definitely didn't think it would take as long as it has, but now I finally feel like we're actually moving in the right direction, on the path to have this house renovated and finished. It was actually an ad that kept popping up on social media, and I just kept ignoring it. It just kept popping up, and then I don't know what compelled me to, but I just finally clicked on it, and then I came across her podcast, and the podcast has been absolutely invaluable, like absolutely invaluable. Discovered the podcast, and slowly I've been working through. I've gone through every season, episode by episode. I've gone back and listened to some of the episodes, and even things like when I was painting our house, listening to the episodes as I go, and I don't know, I guess it gives me motivation. At times, I've also felt very overwhelmed listening to some of the episodes to realise just how much I didn't know. But yeah, all the information's been really invaluable. Well, I think because we were just going to builders to ask them like what they thought it would cost to build, or showing them plans or what we thought we wanted or what it was. It wasn't until I came across this course that I realised that just how much is actually involved in renovating a house, and how, like, what the actual process is to it, and things such as orientation. It never occurred to me that's such a big thing when you're renovating your house. I had looked at it as, I guess, as a bit of a tick box, like this is the type of house that we want and this is how many rooms, but I hadn't actually given thought to the land and the location and all those things, and what every tradesperson, every expert that needs to be involved and what their roles were. I think I was just quite blind in just going along with what either builders told me or what our building designer told me, and not actually really informing myself. So now that I feel like I'm informed, I've really I've taken much more control over the process and actually getting things done. No, there weren't any other courses, and I think what was so unique about the Undercover Architect, I'll go back to the podcast, was the fact that the information was just so readily available. I think I'd felt there was a bit of secrecy in the industry, like they wouldn't give you the information unless you signed on with them. Whether it was like a bathroom company or whoever it might be, I felt like everyone, which is, fair enough, they held their information quite close to their chest unless you put money forward, which was the thing about not knowing, like, if we put this money forward, is it going to be money we're just going to lose? Whereas I felt like with the podcast, it actually got me on the right track to thinking about the process and thinking about what I really want for our house. I decided to do the paid courses after I listened to the podcast. With all the information on the podcasts, I had decided it was kind of like a no-brainer, I guess, to do the course and all the information that's there for you. And because you can go back in your own time or go over it again, or there's checklists and various things. But it was after listening to the podcast that I decided to sign up for the course. Yes, I've done the How to Get It Right course and the Interior Design 101 course. Yeah, and then on top of that, I've also opted to pay to have like a one-on-one consult with Amelia, which has been, incredible, which was incredible. Yeah, everything. The way that I interact with my building designer and the questions that I ask him now, and I guess the standard that I hold him to, and the builders that we interview, and when they explain things to me, I don't just take their word for it. I feel like I'm not pretending I'm an expert, or I'm not a builder, but I just feel like the collaboration there between like the builders or whoever the professionals might be is much more prominent, because I feel informed and I don't just feel like they're kind of shushling me through the process. I feel like I've got more control over our renovation and how it's going to end up. Confidence. It just sounds so silly, but I think I've said it a few times, but it's just really given me the confidence and the knowledge. And even I was talking to my husband the other day about the next steps, and he actually seemed quite impressed. He's like, oh, whoa, just to be able to articulate it to people now and to explain what I've learned has been really invaluable. Yes, it definitely has. Even with quoting, learning that, ideally I'd like a fixed price contract. I'm not just kind of going blindly into being told that this is what this is going to cost, or that's what that's probably going to cost, and then having variations along the way, or not understanding the orientation of my house properly, and then when it's at the point of construction, walking around and realising, oh God, this layout is actually not going to work. And also realising the key steps involved get into construction, and if they're done correctly and they're not rushed, then hopefully that will be a whole lot less of a stressful process. And construction's such a small part of it. It's all the pre-planning. That's the thing that I've definitely learned, to be patient and not just rush to the construction side of things. I would say just do it. We all procrastinate on things, I think, for various reasons, and I did for a while, and it kept popping up on my social media, but it has been one of the best things I've done. the course has paid for itself. The knowledge I've learned has paid for itself. And Amelia is very kind and generous in the giving of her knowledge. And on her website, there's various blogs and things. But I would say just to do it. It's not something you'll regret. Just her kindness. As I said, I did a one-on-one Zoom or Skype, I think it was, interview with her, and I mean, I was overwhelmed at the end, but I think in a good way. She'd given me so many things to think about. She's pretty honest in her advice, but she was also, you could tell she genuinely cares. It's not just courses that she's put online and that's the end of it. I got the impression she genuinely wants people that have done her courses to succeed and empower as many people as possible with the things, with, the insider knowledge, I guess, from the industry.